Right, I'll just start the slideshow and just make sure that that's working there, John. Right. Is it paging? John. Hello,
No.
John.
No, Craig.
No, it's not.
Okay.
Okay, just filling the gap while we get our technical side ready to rock and roll, whānau. Just a few nuts and bolts for the afternoon. These sessions are rolling out slightly differently for 9920, in that we are wanting them to be interactive. We're wanting questions to be put up into the chat side of the session, and you'll see we've got 3 very lovely moderators that will be taking notes of those. And please make sure that, no question is a silly question, pop it up there and raise your hand, and we'll also try and get those questions put together and then delivered to the facilitators. We are running a tight ship in a tight time frame of 45 to 50 minutes max. And you will hear our delightful voices come in as we need to get these slides moving for the facilitators. So,
am I still having difficulties, John?
And
I'm now seeing the presenter view, Craig.
Ah, okay, that's good. Is it changing though? That's the thing. Right.
So I don't think there's anything else. I'll wait for our technicalities to get sorted, and yeah, no mai harama, everyone.
So still not showing, John.
You've unshared your screen now.
Right, but is it changing?
You have your screen is not shared anymore.
Ah, okay, right. That is crazy. This is. Can you tell me what you're seeing?
I'm seeing PowerPoint still. You might just have to page through the slides on PowerPoint, Craig.
Yep. Okay. I think that's just the.
So stop the slideshow and briefly the slideshow came up.
Right. Well, that's not very helpful.
Just page through what you've got on the screen.
Yep. Okay. I'll just mix. So, right. Well, thank you, everybody. And kia ora, hello, kia ora, ana, bula, namaste, bonjour, talofa lava, malo, alele, Rotarians and Rotaractors. So it's wonderful to have you all here this afternoon. And we have all our countries represented with, and I've put those there on that slide. So it's an amazing event, really, to have everybody with us today. And what we're going to do first is we're going to run a video for just covering the Rotary Opens Opportunities theme for this year. So, John, if I could hand over to you. Can you take over, or do you want me to stop sharing?
I can take over.
Right.
And the four-way test helps us to make objective decisions. It is all about self-reflection. Sometimes you don't even know if what you see with your own eyes is true. But the four-way test allows us to ask ourselves, am I being honest? And am I doing the right thing? That is important. And if we are being completely honest with ourselves, and when we look ahead, do we think Rotary is doing enough to face the challenges of the future? Rotary has to change, and Rotary will change. I would like every Rotary club to have a strategic meeting at least once a year. Each club should be asking where they want to be in 5 years and know what value it brings to their members. What makes Rotary so unique and worth sharing with the world? What unique opportunities do we open for you and for the people we serve? We love people. And wherever we go in the world, Rotarians becomes our best friends. And you wish to have more time with them. We are people from different backgrounds, different generations, languages, and cultures. And even the way that we live Rotary is different, country to country and club to club. And that diversity makes us great. We are held together by the values we share. We are all bound in friendship, and we all believe in the four-way test. Rotary is experienced a different way everywhere, but the four-way test remains the same for everyone. Rotary provides us opportunities to service projects that can be performed and completed by us. And these projects are meaningful and sustainable. In Rotary, we don't just donate the money. We also perform the service and see the lasting impact of that service firsthand. And that is unique. Rotary has given many of us the opportunities to travel the world to help to put our service ideas into action. And Rotary also provides opportunities for leadership. All of us have taken on great new responsibilities. This is our opportunity to strengthen our network, not for our personal glory, but for the good of Rotary. Everything we do opens another opportunity for someone, somewhere. And therefore, the theme for our year is Rotary opens opportunities.
Back to you, Craig.
Right, thank you. Okay. Okay, so thank you. My job is to report back from that meeting which was at Rotary International Assembly. And Holger had 4 key messages. He wanted us to be creative about new clubs, especially Rotaract. And we're going to talk about that a bit further in this presentation. As you've heard, he wants existing clubs to be strategic. And that was before COVID, but in fact, of course, the message is only twice as important now. He also asked us to be careful about selecting new members, and made a major point about there is no wrong age. It doesn't matter whether members are in their 20s or their 80s. At the end, what Rotary does benefit from is the time that those people can give. And finally, he wanted us to understand Polio Plus as a promise that we've made to future generations. It was sort of prophetic that he was talking about the fact that Polio Plus was seen as nearly finished, and that getting people to be interested in a vaccination project was difficult. And I think that what we've had with COVID is the very illustration of why polio must be finished. It must be done. So today we're talking about some new things. And one of the first things that I want to talk about is the change to area governors. Some of the questions that we're being asked as we make change in the district are confronting. That's my job. So if you find things are changing and you have questions about the new roles, the new visions, my door's always open. In terms of your role preparation, part of those changes that we're going to talk about today are for opening opportunities. But let's just talk about area governors first of all. Our district is, depending on which way you measure it, either the largest or one of the 4 largest districts in the world. We take in part of Auckland, and as you can see from that blue line around the Pacific, a huge amount of Oceania, 14 countries. So with that servicing requirement, previously in the past, the district governor has hopped on a plane and gone and visit this club or that club in the Pacific. And it's been a wonderful experience, I think, for past district governors. But one of the things that we were concerned about was that we were having a uneven approach to how we developed each country within the district. And that was the reason why we changed from assistant governors to area governors. We have 8 area governors. There were 14 assistant governors, and the area governors are actually set out there. The districts the areas are Auckland Central, Auckland CBD South, Auckland Mid-South, Auckland South, Cook Islands and Tonga, Fiji, French Polynesia, and Samoa. Now, in fact, Peter Poulsen, the area governor for Cook Islands and Tonga, has been involved working in Kiribati, and he has taken on Kiribati as well. So there's going to be some financial changes. We're not there in one hit, but part of the district governor's travel budget, which is normally only available to the district governor, it will now be made, because of COVID-19, to the area governors to enable some of that travel, which obviously right at the moment cannot be done by the district governor, done by the area governors. the area governors are responsible for the 5 programs in each of their areas. Now, the Rotary Open Opportunity 3 doors are obviously Rotary, Rotaract, and Interact. But we also have in our district Rota Kids, and the 5th leg to the program brands, as Rotary calls it, is the alumni programs. And we've got a lot of work on to actually ensure that we bring these programs together. The big emphasis, as we've seen from the logo, is to actually create opportunities across those 3 very strong program brands. And I'm going to be finishing off talking about the new role of Rotaract as a club program within the district and within the Rotary world. So at this point, I'm happy to stop and to take any questions. Ursula is acting as facilitator there. If there are any hands up or questions at this point? If there aren't, then we'll perhaps pick those up as we go through the other slides. So the second thing that we want to talk to you about today was how the district is organized. The district board has in the past been the assistant governors with the district governor train. We have worked together, Steve Cheney as district governor, soon to be district governor elect, and Alan Smith as district governor nominee, to ensure that we have a better representation of all our activities in the district by bringing onto the board representation from the district committees. The clubs will report to the area governors. They do not need to report directly to the district governor. The area governors are there to ensure that the club's needs and requirements are managed on an ongoing basis. And this diagram will be made available to you at the end of this program. So I know it's a little bit difficult to read. It's not really going to make any difference to clubs in the immediate term. It will make a difference to the way we're actually running the board. And in particular, what we want to do is get down to dealing with things by exceptions. So we've got some in-depth planning, and hopefully we can hear from the area governors or the district committee chairs and keep focused on moving forward. So if there aren't any questions on that, and everybody's waiting to get their hands on the diagram, I'll be thrilled. Ursula, are we stopping at this point, or shall I just keep moving on?
We do have one question, Craig.
Yes.
And it's from Alisi, and it's, how do we get more Pacific Island country reps onto district committees?
Right, I'm going to need to, is that in the chat?
Yeah, it is.
Right, can you just repeat that for everybody?
That's how do we get more Pacific Island country reps onto district committees?
Right, and that is a fantastic question, because that has been our problem. And I think the thing that Zoom offers us is the opportunity to do that. The district committees, the district committee chairs are being asked to ensure that they run their committees with the area governors providing names and opportunities for them to be represented. So that is part of the plan here, and Zoom makes Zoom and these other video conferencing technologies make that easier. There are two other aspects to what we're planning to ensure that each of the countries has better and more direct representation. The Rotary Act has now a area, MDIO, they call it, multi-district organization, which will have country representation. There is a similar method of involving countries within districts, and we are looking at implementing that this year so that we really do pay more attention to each of the countries that are within our district. Does that provide a good start?
Yes, and Jeanette Drysdale, who is on the International Service Committee, Craig, has also put up that they always need people on the International Service Committee. So that could be other ways of distribution and contribution from others, particularly our Pacific Island Club.
And we're happy to, Jeanette's happy to be unmuted if you're able to do that to comment.
She should be able to unmute herself.
Oh, there you are. Yep.
Yeah. So it's Jeanette here. The International Service Committee is always looking for people from certainly the Pacific Island countries to be linked into Auckland or to those of us that are here, because so many of our projects now are in Oceania, and we need that local contact to make sure that everything is going well and that we hear about what the community needs. We certainly don't want projects where people are deciding in Auckland what needs to be done in a Pacific Island. So we absolutely need that input, and to make sure that the projects that clubs do are the most appropriate for the community. So any offers to be part of our network would be fantastic.
Thank you, Jeanette. And just to repeat, the area governors know that we need to get particularly from the 4 Pacifica areas, more people involved. And we can do that in a way that really was possible before COVID, but has now become part of the way that we're all working today. So I'm looking forward to seeing a lot more involvement in the district committees. That would be just fantastic. Right. Well, if there aren't any further questions on that subject, I'll keep the pace moving.
We do actually have one extra question there,
Right.
Craig. So that is from Alvin. What are the requirements for these members, please, and what are the specific duties?
The requirements to be a member of a district committee?
Mm-hmm.
There are no formal requirements to be a member of a district committee other than an interest in that area and a willingness to work with the district committee chair. So if you're interested, just please put your hand up, and you can do that through the area governor, or you can come directly to secretary at rotarydistrict9920.org, or which will put all these details afterwards. But yeah, we're really keen to have anybody, and not only become a member of a committee, but get that feel for what those committees do, because they each have very specific roles within Rotary, and it helps with your club if you're actually sitting on a district committee.
Okay, and then also Paul was making a comment there. Sorry, Peter was making a comment there that the options of Zoom have opened up the chances for people in the islands to participate. And in the past, it wasn't as easy because of the costs involved to travel. So just to add that there. Exactly.
Yep. So we're hoping to see a lot more activity with the district committees this year. We've got some real needs. For instance, John Fothergill, I know, is looking for further people to be involved in ICT. You heard from Jeanette. The story's the same with all the district committees, and you'll be welcomed. Right. Okay, well, Ursula, just interrupt me if there's anything that comes up. So question and answer session 3 is relating to the district strategic plan. Starting in past District Governor Ingrid's Wars year, the District Governor train has taken the RI plan and we have adopted it for the district. It's published and every year we update it again. Last year, there was a fourth strategic goal from RI, which was to increase our ability to adapt, change. Previously, the 3 goals were increase our impact, formerly humanitarian projects, expand our reach, public image, enhance participant engagement, which is membership. And then in about 18 months ago, 2 years ago, they added increase our ability to adapt and change. I'm not going to go into the plan in any detail today. And you heard on that video that Rotary International President-elect Holger has asked all clubs to commit to a strategic plan review at a club meeting during 2020-21. And the district strategic plan is available as a doc, and we suggest that you can use it as a template and then say, well, okay, this is RI. It's also adapted for the district. You can see the front page there, which has just been updated with a big red text section talking about the fact that we have updated the district plan for 2020-2021 for COVID-19. So that document will be available, and I would hope provides a good template or starter for any club then looking at their own strategic plan. And hopefully that model that seems to have worked really well for us as district governors in the district governor train, you might want to think about for your club. In other words, your president-elect and your president nominee, and you have it as a rolling, ongoing plan rather than something that is a one-shot for 1 year. Is there any questions on the strategic plan? If not, we'll move on. So we're going to have a bit of video from the Rotary Foundation, and the thing is that we are always benefiting in District 9920 from the Rotary Foundation. We do have a problem in terms of getting the message across, and Jeanette and Colin Robinson who worked tirelessly over the years to get the stories out about some of the amazing projects that we've done, are always looking for further opportunities to tell clubs within the district, and so, call Jeanette and say, look, before you start thinking about some new project, there's a lot of projects which have been done and can be repeated or expanded. So the very successful projects, the medical equipment for various hospitals, the bus medical clinics. There are lots of things that we've got in progress or already doing, and so you don't have to think something up from scratch. And we're going to talk about some shovel-ready projects, which seems to be a trendy term. But at this point, I want to stop, and I'm going to hand back to John. And John, if you could run that RI video. Thank you, John. So every year let me just go back here. Right, every year we have the same request. When you're planning your year and your budget, please plan for your giving to the Rotary Foundation, because what you put in this year gets returned in subsequent years. And I've put a note down there. We had this wonderful polio all trains ride last year, where so I should have put 2020. We're planning to run it again this year. Obviously lockdown or other conditions permitted, so forget the 2021. That obviously makes a great difference to our polio contributions. But there are other projects which the Rotary Foundation provides global grants to our area. And if you've got any questions about that, Jeanette, as your International Service Chair, is the first port of call, and I know she would be very happy to have any questions asked. Before we leave the Rotary Foundation and go on to our the significance of our year, which I've got here, are there any questions about the Rotary Foundation Every Rotarian Every Year program? Is there anybody has questions about how that money gets to Rotary, the process for collecting, the Paul Harris Fellows, or any of the other things that go along with making a donation to the Rotary Foundation? If we don't, we've got a specific workshop on this. Sorry, have we? Yep. Wait, who's that?
Yeah, hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
It's just a quick one. This links back to a broader question of membership fees and costs, which I did send earlier. We would like to have an update for the specific on how that's calculated, but what chances people have and put this into the fee adds to the fee. So we try and raise money through an activity, but could we have a database for them?
The audio on that was breaking up. Could perhaps we type a question into chat and then get
fine.
Just coming in here, Craig, 139.
Yep. So look, we're if you could type that in the chat, perhaps we'll have a chance to deal with that at the end. Because I couldn't actually get that question. So perhaps if we can type into chat, we can have a look at it. So the next slide relates to the significance of our year. This is, of course, our centenary year. You'll see there at the top the Rotary Centenary 100-year logo. We'd ask that when you're looking at setting up your templates for your emails or any documents, that you include the Rotary 100 years logos on your email and document templates. Those will be available, the images will be available in the district document section after this seminar. You'll also see there the key Rotary projects for the centenary year, and many of you will already have heard of the Give Every Child a Future project, which is our top project and lead project for the centenary year. And if we got time to run that video, because it's only a few.
It's only a 3-minute video. We should be fine.
Thank you. Okay, thank you. I'll take over.
Ade te takapu te beko beko. Ede ki men te mena te bera ka. Ade te beko beko takapu. Ngai sa tatadara ba yan ang titiri. Kana mina sa mga punta ng ngai sila. Yung tanga sa mga bari iko na yakapubuit iti. Begini cara ruakin de, jadi ibu ni kagua me kona puni kiyak, ibu nu kuan tapi tai koma kona puni kiyak ini yang mami arulungi.
Thank you, John. Right. So these videos that we're showing here today will be available on a Dropbox links so that you don't have to try and find them. That particular video is on the Rotary Give Every Child a Future website. Again, a plea to, when you're planning your program for the year, remember $45 vaccinates one child. We've got some fantastic support from the Asian Development Bank and UNICEF, but we need to do our part. And over the next 12 months, it's going to be critical to ensure that we bring in some more donations. So hopefully talk to your members and ask them to think about making that donation either through the club or directly through the Give Every Child a Future site. It comes up and says we're there, Australia and New Zealand, and go to the New Zealand site, and that goes directly through to that program. The other part of it is the history project, and as most of you know, I'm not going to spend any time on it here today because most of you know that is progressing very well with the book. And again, in terms of the book, if you go to the Mana Tangata project on the history project on the Rotary Oceania website, there's an order form, and we're asking every club to put in an order for a box of books. These will be fantastic presentations for years to come to presenters, and they really are going to be something where if we make sure that we have them ordered and in stock when the centenary events occur next year. So I'll rely on Ursula to stop me if there's anything that needs to be dealt with. We have some shovel-ready projects, as they call it. There's a four-way test project. There are instructions here on how to be part of that. This is restarting the old four-way test speech competition, but in a new format where we're working on providing podcast studios, and it's as little as $3,000 to provide schools with podcast studios. We've done some test marketing. Schools are really keen to have this assistance, and podcasting and video conferencing like we're doing here now is the way of the future, and we're hoping that clubs will have a look at this project and be part of the four-way test competition. As I said, they're shovel ready. This can be, you can get on and do this. It doesn't matter whether you're in lockdown or not. We can, if you're interested, just let us know, and we can get you how to do it. But you can see there's some easy steps there, 8 easy steps to getting it underway. As far as the district governor's partners program, it's always a tradition that the district governor's partner has their own program, and Nicola is very keen to see out of the Rotary Club of Mount Eden their work continued, which they started a few years ago, and I'm talking to people like Dr. Rita Ray on obesity and nutrition. And what we're seeing out of COVID has really illustrated the fact that poor nutrition results in poor health outcomes. It's not rocket science. So hopefully this year, the Food Plant Solutions Rotary Action Group is just a magnificent, wonderful team, wonderful program. You can search on it on the web, and basically they've got food plant setups for ensuring that everybody has the right nutrients in their diet, whether they're in coral substrata or in rich soil. So again, there's the things that you can do today, and I'm hoping that our Diabetes Foundation, together with Food Plant Solutions, will make a difference this year. It's not a lot of money involved, it's more amount of action. And finally, in terms of shovel-ready projects, the events that we've seen in the last week in America really have re-emphasized something which I spoke about at PETS, which is the Rotary Action Group for Peace. We actually have a official statement from Rotary, which is shown there, and we have a Indigenous Peoples group, which is part of the Peace Foundation. Their logo is there, and I'm hoping that during this year we wage peace on the world. That slide that I'm showing you now is talking about becoming a Peace Builder Club. Really easy thing for us to do. All you need is 2 of your members to join the Rotary Action Group on Peace. It's not a lot of money. And then you can become declared a Peace Builder Club. And there's a whole program there which links into the Rotary Action Group for Indigenous Peoples and this traditional war, something that we've been involved in right from the outset of the forming of Rotary. So finally, we'll be coming back to you with a national program on Rotary Means Business. The Rotary Means Business Fellowship, not a Rotary Action Group, is worldwide. And we all know that with a lot of people not just losing their job, but losing their occupation, that we're going to be asked, well, okay, how can Rotary help? And this program, which we'll be announcing in July, is designed to address that. We've already been offered TV time to talk about how Rotarians can share their benefit of their experience with people who may have lost their occupation. A good example, for instance, are the Air New Zealand pilots. Many of them have been laid off and they will never fly again. So they're looking now, well, what do I do? So finally, another theme, because it's our centenary year, we're going to celebrate Rotary over the next year. We're not only going to open opportunities, open the 3 doors, but we've got a really good story and reason to celebrate. Some of the things that we planned, we've had to go back to the drawing board for next year, but they are being planned and we'll be keeping you up to date. So I'm just going to leave these 2 slides. They're the Rotary Action Groups and the Rotary Rotary Fellowship Groups. And if we've got time, can we play the this Rotaract video, just to make it clear, Holger's appeal to us to grow through establishing Rotaract clubs. We've had that message before in the past. The difference is Rotaract is no longer capped by age, and essentially Rotaract is organized on an international basis, which enables it to grow. So have a look at this video if we've got time. Have we got time, Edith, to run this? Because that's what I'd like to.
Last but not least, Craig.
Yes.
Yes.
Right. Okay, thank you.
I moved here and really didn't know anyone.
I wanted to get started on my career.
I felt like I needed to be more active and give back.
I wanted to be in a career that I loved. Always learning, always following my goals.
I knew I wanted to help people and create lasting change.
I was looking for a way to connect with new people and make friends. Something fun and social.
Something that makes me a better person.
Something meaningful.
I've grown to know my neighbors.
And work with them to improve our community.
I'm becoming the impactful leader I want to be.
And through it all, I've had fun and met some of the best people.
I found connections, solved problems, and made a difference.
I've built a network, a community.
We took action. We joined Rotaract.
Right, thank you, John. So I'm going to now hand back to Edith. Edith and Beryl and Ursula and the other parts of the learning and development team have done an amazing job. We're learning a lot from this process. So without any further comments, I'd like to hand back to Edith and Ursula in the time we've got available to wrap.
Yes, and just before I hand it over to Edith to close, I'd just like to say there are a couple of points on the chat. I'm going to copy and paste those, and some of the questions we can answer personally via email if we haven't been able to get to those today. So just to acknowledge those. Thanks everyone for popping those things on the chat. Edith.
Kia ora koutou, kanuta mihi kia koe Craig, District Governor-elect 2020-21. A wonderful start to our LED sessions for this Sunday and for the following Sunday, 14th of June. If you haven't already registered, can I please invite you to do that before next Friday? And please, it's for all club members, not just people that are coming into new positions this year. We are trying to do things differently, and I think our first attempt today has been a wonderful, wonderful opening for 2020-21. John, thank you very much for coordinating our team today as well. as we continue on to the next sessions. And you will have seen in the chat there is a link. I haven't quite put in the Q code yet, Ursula. That can be put up to your phone to complete an evaluation, please. As soon as the session finishes and as you go into every session, that will come up just to remind people we love feed-in, we love feedback, because we're always keen to be learning how to do things better. So I see that's all from us for this session.
And I'm about to kick you all out so I can start the next session.
Okay, thank you everybody. See you soon.